look upon my work and despair.
Look, this is crazy. Man, don't y'all smoke that shit. He just ride. Look. Man, this is crazy, man. I'm telling you. Just fighting in traffic, bruh. Look. He needs somebody to spar with. I go spar with this. Look, this is crazy. He tired now.
Toby, and the light source is hitting the right side of his face. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. I never thought I would say this in my entire online career. But look closely at Tobey Maguire's dick. Look closely at Tobey Maguire's dick.
Probably late. Oh, Friday night time. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday night tights, Friday night tights. If you're still not offended tonight, oh, Friday night tights. Rest assured that the chances are high.
Hello! Welcome to a late night edition of Nerdrotic at night. So therefore it's night. Now, I was going to say after dark, like Midnight's Edge after dark, but isn't after dark just dark? Or wouldn't after dark be light? I'm not really sure. These are the things I think about at midnight when I've got nothing to do. Bored is a bad word in my house. And if I hear my kids saying it, we immediately give them something to do. Life is too short to ever be bored. I got slightly bored. And I'm like, hey, I'm awake. Let's square up some super chats, some donations, and make fun of Pedro Pascal a little bit because he's a freaking idiot. He's an adult pretender. He's a true adult pretender. Sure, talented actor. Yes, I'll say that too. But when he's not reading other people's words, I don't know what to say. And Maria Shriver is in the news for the first time since, leaving Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because she pulled she did one of those tweets where my son asked me a question. There's a lot of kids of blue check marks who ask very adult questions all the time. You ever notice that? So let's see who's here. And I just want to say, hopefully everything's coming through all right tonight. I just want to say that I usually don't stream on Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be my quote unquote day off and date night with Mrs. Nerdrotic. We had our day night. We had a nice dinner And then she went to bed. So I was left to go through comic books. I'm preparing. Yes, I prep for shows. The real BBC. I've got 2 huge stacks of Bronze Age comics, and I was just going through this Deathlock book. And this is a comic for kids, right? Still only 25 cents. This came out in 1976, and Deathlock spends the entire comic fighting a naked guy. And they find all kinds of ways to shadow his junk. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Who's Deathlock, the Demolisher? Well, he is from the future. And he is a killer character that I loved when I was a kid. I liked all the weird ones. So we'll see who's here. And then we'll get to Pedro. Is my mic not? Oh, is it on the wrong mic? God damn it. Hang on. I might have to jump back out and jump back in again. It always goes to my Brio.
That should be better. Let me know if that's better in the chat. Tell me if it's better in the chat. Well, I don't know why StreamYards has all of a sudden started to think my camera mic was the default mic. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys. I should have checked that before I started. All right. So, let's see who's here. Troy. Well, I just missed Troy. What's up, JD? I saw Troy there, but it went too fast. So I'm just going to say hi, Troy. What's up? Thumb Ugly. I'm going to see a bunch of new people here. George. Is that my George? We never know. I like this one. Hail. I agree. I mean, hey, they pay me. That's where my paycheck comes from. Well, you guys actually pay me, and then they take 30%. And the ads pay me too. God, what did I see? I saw they did it again. A Star Trek ad on my Star Trek review. I was like, go ahead. I'll take your money. Paramount. F Google. This is unexpected. Yes, I do stay up. He's got a beautiful soul. I can't get that high. All right. Because I've got testicles. Yes. I don't know if he changed his avatar. I know there's been George impersonators out there. George. Oh shit. I probably just, this house we're basically, I don't know. I told you the story before, but we got a deal on this house. This is the biggest effing house I've ever lived in. It's stupid. We don't have enough furniture to cover it all. So there's like empty rooms in it. But my wife is all the way across the house, so I don't think she can hear me. Yes, I'm up late. We had just had George on FNT in Vegas. We'll have him on. We'll have him on again. I got to get Nina on FNT as well. Actually, Nina, I'll be in contact with you because I think we're going to be down a person for one of the weeks to come. Right. So, gosh dang, this thing's moving too fast for me. Michael Storm, Gary, I'm sorry, but this will be my last super chat for a while. It's okay. No need to ever apologize. They are all appreciated, and please take care of yourself first. Michael, forced to close my comic store for a bit due to vaccine bullshit. Keep being awesome, dude. Email me. Where's your comic shop? I'm seeing it's is that Belgian pesos there? I'm not sure, but email me. Is there anything we can do to help, or is it just the government? That sucks, man. All good. I'm not a praying person, but all good vibes go to you. But if anybody out there prays, please pray for him. That's probably, nobody opens a comic shop to make money or get rich. They do it because they love it. And losing your live stream is, well, I know what that's like. Will you check out Arcane on Netflix? Burmese Tangerine for $4.99. Yeah, I will. Is it good? I'm wary of anything from Netflix for obvious reasons. But thank you. I appreciate it. Gary, thanks for the 8 a.m. stream. I just woke up. Jubs McGee for £2 British. Yes, it's 8 a.m. and you'll be seeing me in about 12 hours from 12 hours and 2 minutes from now reviewing Doctor Who. I don't know if Az is going to join or not. I don't want to assume. We'll see if he does. We'll see if he can. But Michael Storm, thank you. Jubs McGee, thank you. I got to read a $100 super chat from last night. Somebody popped in before they right when I left. So let's read that one real quick, and then I want to get to Pedro. Fucker. All right, so we got Matt Grendel says, I'll have to catch most of this tomorrow, but thanks again. Friday Night Tights. Thank you, Matt Grendel, for $100. Jesus Marimba. And then we got one from tonight. It says, finally, a graveyard stream. Hail. And that's from Lieutenant Heavy Metal for $20. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm going to be doing some square up from Doctor Who and then last night. And but let me go to this. Pedro. I was thinking of Jeremy. Jeremy's going to be gone for a few days. He's got some stuff to do. He has to hang out with the family. What did I say? Here, let's go to this one. A lot of people had a lot to say. Yeah, just some guy was going at it with Jack Murphy earlier. Did you guys see that? Here it is. Just some guys going to be on Friday Night Tights this Friday. Let me make sure my messages aren't up. There we go. All right. Pedro Pascal, he, him. We could just go he, him. We just make it one word. Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and diddler of children. And Anthony Huber, 27, who has kept women captive, murdered August 25th, 2020. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Now, I would totally disagree with you because I know Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines. Oh, my God, he crossed state lines like it's a whole other country or something. He crossed state lines that were like a mile away from his house, by the way, and going into a town where all of his family lived to go help out, do what he was going to do. If it was my 17-year-old out there in it, I would at least make sure I was there, but doesn't matter. And Pedro can have his stupid point of view that's purely based on politics. He probably didn't watch a second of the trial. You can be, I guess, if you want to be against what he did, I still wouldn't agree with you, but backing diddlers and the kind of people Hollywood has been railing against by so Pedro thinks better of a child diddler and an imprisoner of women more than he does 73 million Americans. And that's the little conundrum we're in this country right now. Is we have one side just unwilling, just absolutely unwilling to talk, compromise, dial down the rhetoric. So it's causing another side to galvanize. And what we're losing is moderates, centrists, And that's what most of the country is. So it's becoming a bit of a problem. Now, what will happen? I have no idea. I would say, what am I doing? I'm fortifying my situation. Moving out of a city, gathering my family, staying in shape, doing what I need to do. But when you have adult pretenders who just need a little attention because they don't get enough for some reason, and they want to pipe in, and this hurts, it hurts their product, it hurts their status, because you are alien, but he's already alienated 73 million Americans. So why bother at this point? And puts up a picture of a effing pedo. So he gets, let's see if this, there we go. There's Steph. Yeah, look at that. Media is silent. Rosenbaum was convicted, pedophile who draped 5 little boys, aged 9 to 11 years old. Huber, multiple felony, who viciously beat his pregnant girlfriend. Okay, do you support diddlers? Do you support violent misogynists? A word that he likes to use. There's our boy Yellow Flash. And yeah, I waited as long as I could. I usually didn't want to stream over Yellow Flash because this is his night. I sent him a message. I just said this is kind of a one-time deal. Yellow Flash is a good guy, and I like Flash Cast. I watch it all the time. This is not the way. I understand why Jeremy's disappointed. I'm not, because I fully expected. We see the usual suspects being triggered. Pedro Pascal, probably one of the only regularly working actors who has been popping off. I guess Josh Gad. I don't know why he's famous. And then Jeffrey Wright, who is a talented actor too, and a nut. There's Krista. Look at Krista chiming in there, coming in hot. Viva Frey. Yeah, there's the picture that nobody's seeing of Joseph Rosenbaum. Oh my, Jesus, we didn't see that. There's Carrie. Demon Sith Wave, Salty. Saw Defenders at Cuties in there too. So a little inconsistent, but that person's known for that. Yeah, it's not surprising that Hollywood's getting completely triggered about this and ramping up the divisiveness in the country, and the media is trying to ramp it up too. And while we didn't get any incidents, I think, except in Portland, but I mean, do we even count that anymore? It's just, and then they want to come back and we want to bring people together. And then they, like, the minute they have an opportunity to go, hey, maybe I don't like this decision, but that's due process. That's the way things work. Well, they don't want things to work. The system that has been, I would say, pretty good to them, seeing that they pretend for a living, whether they do it well or not, and they get paid obscene amounts of money to pretend, do something that we as kids did when we were 6 or 7 years old and pretty much grew out of when we were 8. They do for a living, and they complain about the country, and you almost want to give them what they want. but I'm not there. I'm not there yet. Well, just another reason not to give a shit about Star Wars. Not that I needed one. Not that I needed one. I'm trying to figure this out. You can all read it for yourselves. Thank you for the 2 Canadian pesos. Hey, it's past midnight, so yeah. I heard they are. How do I say your first name there? Nikhil, for 40. And if I don't recognize the denomination, I just my default is Martian pesos. Please don't take it personally. But thank you for the 40 Martian pesos. It's against the law to politically prosecute people in this country. I can hear you laughing now. There's a lot of things that are against the law that are just being done now. And what do people like to say? Elections have consequences. They do. They do. And it's on us at this point now to involve ourselves in everything. I've said it before, from dog catcher to if they're elected, to mayor, to city council, to school board, anything where there's an election, it's on us to read every word. And you'll see that they try to confuse you. They try to spin things. And the problem is when the government becomes just basically one side, like all the employees of the government, then we have a serious problem. Then it becomes government versus people, which it's become. You know, we have unions for state employees here in California, and there's no representation for the taxpayer. The politicians just go, sure. Now the unions can't strike, but there's no reason for them to strike because they will get whatever they want. Thank you, by the way. Armando Pena for $10. I was about to go to the movies and decided to stay and watch you. Oh, wow. Holy crap. So here's my ticket money. You got to do a walkthrough of those action figures one day. I will. I've done a couple on Twitter, but I'll do a proper live stream one because it's insane. This whole island of lost toys is built up over the year. That's supposed to be open floor, but there you go. And then I'm packing it all up. That's going to be fun. That is going to be fun. Thank you for the $10. I hope I'm more entertaining. I hope you weren't going to Ghostbusters is good. Ghostbusters is good. I liked it. Mr. Grant Gregory, please shout at my big brother, George Molo. He convinced me to get back on YouTube and lovely Nina. Oh, well, Nina is great. And so is George. If you get time, shout out to Mad the Magnificent, Culture, Sporking, Wes Moody, and Darius M. Hail, Gary. Hail to Wes. I love Wes. Culture. Mad the Magnificent. Ex-cop. No. And fuck Sporking, though. I'm Team Walton. When it comes to no, I'm just kidding. I'm not picking sides. They're in some kind of competition for subs. And Darius. Hail to all of them. I guess I'm going on Sporking. There's Nina right there. I just saw you. Where'd you go? There we go. All right. So this is from Doctor Who. We're going to do a couple from Doctor Who last week and then get into last night. This isn't going to look pretty, by the way, but these are the spreadsheets that X-Ray Girl gives me, but it's effective. You'll be able to see it, okay? And that's the whole point. Let's do this, though. You can mostly see it right there, right? So Phoenix Tangent for $10. This is back on 11/14. I like how Disney specifically calls out the Shang-Chi and Black Widow as flops on the quarterly earnings call. Disney called out Feige in all but name. Feige needed a PR win from the D+ grab bag day, and it was a flop. Wall Street seems to hate Feige. Feige's name is still gold. Phoenix Tangent. I mean, we're like I said, we're at the Force Awakens stage with Kevin Feige, and listen, he's done a lot of good, but he just is a Hollywood producer. He wasn't like one of us. He wasn't a fan. He's a Hollywood producer, and he's going to do what they do. And I knew once he lost, he went on that like kale weird diet that they go into in Hollywood, where guys who were just like look normal, had a little pudge on them, all of a sudden are just super skinny. And usually when that happens, it feels like they went to Bohemian Grove and prayed to Moloch, did a mock sacrifice. They come back really skinny and woke and shoving intersectional feminism and propaganda into the stuff we used to love. And still do. It's just, and we're up against a lot. We're up against the mainstream media. We're up against giant corporations. We are up against other fans, and we're just fans. We're paying customers. We say we don't like something, and I say specifically in my videos why I don't like something. And you know what? If somebody likes something I don't, I'm fine with that. You're more than welcome here. That's okay. We just disagree on that movie, and for whatever reasons. But then we have, I mean, simpletons out there who are content creators who think we take up a space. There's 122 million people on this platform every single day. We're not taking up space, and they try to rationalize it for multiple reasons, but basically why their channel isn't growing. I've said this before, and we know why. And it ain't us. It ain't us. Did you hear what I just watched the Clownfish TV video on this great channel, Clownfish, Neon, Geeky Sparkles, good people. They do good work. They're going to bundle Disney Plus in with Hulu, and it's going to come with the price change. And I'm not sure they put it like you don't have a choice. I remember I went on Hulu last night because I was going to start watching the Frank Grillo movie, Boss Level. Then I watched Daredevil instead. But I saw that the price change was coming. I didn't know it was bundled in with Disney Plus. So I might have to just give up on Hulu because I'm not bundling shit with Disney Plus. F Disney Plus. I watch it, but I don't pay for it. And I won't pay for it. I won't give Disney effing penny if I can avoid it. So yeah, that's going to look really good for quarter one. They're going to get a lot of subs, but the thing is, they're going to get that bump and it's going to flatten out again. And it's flattened out because Disney Plus, they went off like gangbusters, right? Mandalorian and everything. But people figured out that after that's over, they don't really have much. And the shows that they do give us are pretty short and they're not very good. And it's starting to show. The Marvel shows, how could you have Disney Plus flatten out on subscribers with 4 Marvel shows that came out? The strongest brand on the planet right now, and you flattened out on subs. That's a huge problem. We had What If? Shit, we still got one to go. We had What If, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision, and it flattened out. What does that tell you? People weren't entertained by those shows. Now, out of those 4 shows, Loki was clearly the most popular, but we can never gauge. We don't know. I think the one number they gave was 90,000. Was it 90,000 people watched? Was it 90,000 or 900? It was 900,000 people watched the first episode of Loki or something like that. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the series, and they gave out the numbers, which who knows if it's real or not, and who knows what counts as a view. Because if they count it like the BBC iPlayer or YouTube, it's a couple of seconds, really. Yeah, there's no excuse for it other than it's not good. And people are figuring out. I mean, the brand strength will give them capital for a year or two, but people will start. I think they've already started figuring out, and that's why I think the critics turned on the Eternals or Eternals. I keep saying the. It's easier to say the. Spider-Man will save its ass, even though it's a Sony movie, and we'll find out with Hawkeye in a couple of days. I'm guessing he will be deconstructed as well, based on everything I've seen. If it's good, I will tell you it's good. Or I'll just say if I like it. Shang-Chi wasn't too bad, but I will not let someone say they're above Jackie Chan's work as a martial arts movie star. Absolutely appalling of Simu. Says the Craig Lee Lawrence Experience for $5. There you go. Lethal Lightning for $5 Australian dollars. I don't like her. I want to make the Beast with two backs with her. Very big difference. Oh, okay. He's talking about Brie Larson. Lethal. Okay. Hey, Lethal, man. I respect your decisions, and especially your private ones. I don't pry. I don't judge. You do you, buddy. You know I love you. Even though your toilet flushes the wrong way, I still love you. And this is a Doctor Who review, by the way, that I'm answering questions for. This tells you how many people are actually into it. At least, yeah. I was double checking. Or I just lost that. Disney will rebrand X-Men to X People. Yes, they will. Is it Goshu for 2 Canadian pesos? The Craig Lee Lawrence Experience for $2. You got to do a super in-person live Friday Night Tights stream. We will be doing a live Friday Night Tights stream at some point, but you got to keep in mind that the viewer at home is not going to like it very much. Some will, some won't. I learned that from listening to live events from the radio shows. The meetup idea, I got it from Jim Rome. Jim Rome used to go out and do meetups. He did a big Green Bay one back in the day, and they were pretty terrible to listen to when you're driving around in your car. But we'll still do one. We'll do one. Maybe we'll do like a special one that won't, because even the Vegas one, when we were all together, there was some, believe it or not, like a lot of people were like, "Hey, I love it when you guys are all together." And some people are like, "No, I liked it. I liked it when you're, in the Hollywood squares." Gary, is Game of Thrones season 8 the biggest crash and burn ever? Yes, Kelly Johnson, it is. Of something that reached the highest of heights and just flamed out. And they flamed out because the showrunners, turns out, weren't that talented and were basically carried by much more talented people for as long as they could. Tobias Gregory for 10 Australian dollars. And it was at that moment that Gary's channel became a talkback radio with Az and Heel versus Babyface, right? Reaper Ezekiel for $1.99. Moving to Briscoe County there, Lord Bowler. Hey, Briscoe County Jr. is a great show. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, though. Chris Hawley for £5 Waiting to see Country File viewing figures before Doctor Who and how many turned off this episode. That's a good question. I'll look into that. I was watching Country File. Before Doctor Who. Couple introduced Doctor's Parents, calling it now, says Benno Animation for 179 British pounds, and Waldo 865 for $3. Thank you for the super chat. And yes, we that if that's the Doctor's Parents, that's effing stupid. It's effing stupid. All right, now give me just a mo and I will get back to last night. get back to last night. And a Clockwork Tangerine, thank you for the 2 British pounds. I appreciate it. So there we go. I'm not going to be able to share this one. It'll just look, well, maybe I can. Why not? Why not? We got a new one here. Stephen Knizik. Actual Doctor Who question. Is it possible that Jodie Whittaker's doctor might be retconned as the Valiard? As prophecy during the Sixth Doctor's tenure in Classic Who? Wouldn't that be great? That would be great. And that would work in a lot of ways. And wow, would that make the fans happy? But it would make the Jodie bots insane. And the BBC is more in line with the Jodie bots than they are with the fan base right now. What they're going to try to do is basically satisfy both sides, which they're not going to be able to do. So they're going to keep the Timeless Children. They're going to keep Jodie, and I think they're just going to ghost it. That's what I think is going to happen, is they will continue on and they just won't bring it up. They'll acknowledge that the Doctor was the Doctor, but basically taking away the Gallifreyan origin is suicide. Okay. It's like going back into Spider-Man's past and you find out that he's a mutant, or, you know, he's like some other superhero's kid, and that's where he got his powers from. And it wasn't really the like the spider enhanced his mutant abilities or some bullshit like that. That's one of the best analogies. It's not great, but it's an analogy. So you could tell more Spider-Man stories. So his past will be more mysterious or whatever. Instead of, like, I don't know, just moving forward. And that's all we've ever asked. Again, we're painted with the broad brush, and we're constantly called whatever we're called, whatever. But you never hear any of us saying, you know, I really want to see, taxation addressed, taxation as theft addressed in a Doctor Who episode, or why we can't have an open borders policy for a society. Why it sounds cold and heartless, but there are actual human reasons why we can't do that. Nobody's asking for that. Oh, it's always been political. Like being against genocide. I don't know anybody who's for genocide. That's not political position. It's a moral position. Spells nickel in rupees. Oh, and it's in rupees. Okay. I am from India. By the way, love Nerdrotic and Friday Night Tights. Happy to spend Eternal's money on this show. What do you think of Spiderman? The Spiderman trailer. I think it is the only lifeline. Hail Nerdrotic. My Spiderman trailer reaction will be going up on Nerdrotic Daily tomorrow. I've been promising Perry I'd put it up for days, and I finally finished it. But I liked it. I thought it was fine. The only reason I'm seeing this movie is for Toby, and I guess a curiosity with Andrew Garfield. I like him as an actor, and I'd like to see him, get something good aside from being in an Alex Kurtzman schlockfest. But I thought the trailer was fine. But I hated them making fun of Doc Ock. And you know what? All the dialogue was bad. Like every bit of the dialogue was bad. And if that's their best dialogue, we are in trouble. And fucking Zendaya telling Doctor Strange to say please. I wish he would have banished her into the negative zone. And it's just, Zendaya is like a foot taller than Tom Holland. Does anybody else notice that? It's a little weird. But I think it's going to be kind of like what Ghostbusters was. I think it's just going to be a bunch of fan service, and I'm not against that at all right now. I think, Hollywood needs to take baby steps. And I said it a year and a half ago. We need the year of the fan. Give the fans what they want for a year. Don't talk about politics for a year. Put a complete embargo and just sell your product. And I'm talking specifically about like big brands, major franchises, not little political thrillers or documentaries. Nobody's asking you to fucking stop making those things. There's like 1,000 you can, you go to Hollywood, you go to Burbank and you throw a stone up in the air, it'll land on a documentarian. Okay. Speaking of which, Friday Night Tights documentary. That's all I'm going to say right now. That's all I'm going to say. But with Star Wars, with Marvel, with DC, with Star Trek, that's lost. With Doctor Who, just make entertaining episodes that will go a long way to bringing some real good in the world by bringing people together. I completely forgot that they're doing a San Diego Comic-Con makeup. It's a special edition, so it's San Diego Comic-Con special ed this week. And to tell you what Comic-Con is without the Hollywood bullshit, I got tickets like that 4 days before the show, just like the old days, just like 20 years ago. And I'm actually, aside from the fucking dumb restrictions, I have to get a test. So I have to go pay for one of those rapid tests, and they're making you wear a fucking mask inside. And they say it's to follow California laws, but California laws are not requiring you to wear a mask inside in San Diego. It's just this event. So I'll go in the event for a little while. I'll have my little list looking for cheap Bronze Age books. Go visit a couple of comic shop owners who I know, say hi, maybe do a little mini meetup there. I'm going to do a big meetup in San Diego on the 17th. Well, like, I don't know how big it'll be, but it's going to be the 17th of December. We're going to see Spider-Man. I'm going to try. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try to at least get a big block of tickets or rent out the theater. And then we can go to a place that's close to the theater and do a meetup and a live stream and all that fun stuff. So just stay tuned to the comment to the community section here on YouTube and on Twitter. Okay. I'm going to scroll up. Does anybody remember the Diversity in Comics live stream days where he was sitting on his, like, the edge of his bed and you can see like his white socks and he had a comic book on his lap, and it was like, we called them crotch streams. And every time he was reading the chat, he's all scrolling down, scrolling up, scrolling, like we couldn't see him doing it. Oh, that was a while ago. Pedro remembers the two dead from Wisconsin trial. Those foot lovers and family threatener, Duck Fisney, says Bear Business 1 for $5. Agreed. I mean, God, that term taking the L has been going around a lot lately. Take the L on this one. It was a clear-cut case of self-defense. Hearing people go, my son asked me, how could he not be charged with anything? Why didn't he just die? It's real easy for them to be on their phone in their very comfortable mansion, in their very secluded neighborhood where there's no danger yet of people running over there, burning their shit down, and stoke the flames of division, which Hollywood was doing for years, which means the mainstream media was doing for years. And I said 2.5 years ago, this shit is going to lead to something bad. And it did. And I was accused of being hyperbolic. And you know what? At the time, I questioned myself. I'm like, well, maybe I didn't think it would be this soon. I didn't think it would happen in a couple of years. I was thinking like 8 years down the road, something like that. But no, it was a little year and a half, 2 years. Mike Hill for $10 says, with the Eternals mentioned DC superheroes and now the League of Superhero Pets movie mentions Marvel heroes, is that a sign that they might do a crossover one day? Would Disney work with Warner Brothers to do a crossover? Well, if you did a crossover, you would have to do a crossover with your major heroes, with Cap, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor, and Superman, and Batman, and Wonder Woman, and Flash, and Green Lantern. And right now, how many of the major superheroes are even out there? Spider-Man, Thor. Okay, you got Pattinson Batman, but he's in the past. No, I guess it's okay. Scratch that. They were going to make it a period piece, but they didn't because there were cell phones. That's right. There's no Superman. No Superman like the Superman we know from the comic books, anyway. Wonder Woman's on her way out. Flash is Ezra Miller. Yeah. If they did a crossover, they'd probably have to go kind of retro. And that'd be interesting. I mean, if they did a crossover and they got Henry Cavill to play Superman, get Michael Keaton to play Batman, do something like that. Yeah, it would just make all the money. But I just can't see Warner Brothers and Disney ever working together. They don't like each other at all. And they both do business very differently. Warner Brothers micromanages like all of everything they own. Disney lets some companies like Lucasfilm run autonomously, but within Lucasfilm, it's already micromanaged to hell. Tristan W. for $10. Hail. Just glad I actually got to catch you live for the first time in a very long time. Curious what your expectations are for the last season of The Expanse. Hoping it's better than the last one. Hoo-hoo, not good. You see that trailer? It looks like it's more of the second half. But they're going to have to pack in a lot to 6 episodes. And unfortunately, it looks like they're going to focus on Philippe, which is not my favorite part of the story. I want to know who the architects are of the proto-molecule, which we don't know yet because the authors, after they released a book every year, like clockwork, and then the last one took a little longer and they have not completed the final book, which tells me they ain't got an ending. And they did something in the books. Plug your ears if you don't want it spoiled. Okay. I'll count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're not doing it in the show, so don't worry. They did a 30-year jump in the books to the point where and then they wrote themselves in a corner, so they came up with like aging pills. You take pills to give you longer life or some shit. But like Amos is like 80. He's like 75 or 80. And Bobby kicks his ass in the final book. It's so fucking... Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could give you better news. The Expanse, the first 2 seasons were great, but the fact of the matter is, without Miller, without Holden, it's not the same show we were watching before. It's polyamorous families and Naomi trying to breathe. Always appreciate your content. Thanks for the hard work and the time you put in. Itsy Bitsy Spider TV for $10. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, it's fucking great. I love what I do. It's so much fun. That's why I'm a big advocate of getting on here and letting people hear your voice, even if it's 10 people. It's a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun doing my podcast in the early days when I had no idea if anybody was listening or not. My best guess would be maybe we had 10 subscribers and they were all from the comic shop. But I had a good time. It was something to do, something to look forward to. I was doing my Ghostbusters review, and I remembered, God, it was our second podcast when Harold Ramis died. It was, and I remember where I recorded that podcast. You want to hear a sad story, folks? So when I started my podcast back in the day, I had just sold my comic shop about 3 weeks prior, maybe 4. And I was living in a sober living environment because I had just like relapsed, like hard. And I had to get my shit together, so I couldn't live at home. Mrs. Nerdrotic said, you can come home when you got your shit together, if you get your shit together, and I'll let you know. So I got my shit together. But I recorded that podcast in my car out in front of the sober living environment in San Francisco near Sloat. And maybe you could tell it was raining outside. I don't know. It's not on YouTube. I think it's buried on my website somewhere. It's the one where Harold Ramis dies, but I'm recording that in my car. But it was something to do. It kept me, it really kept me moving forward, and it really played a huge part in me, putting things back together. And then this shit happens. So it doesn't, it's not work. It's fun. Non-stick pansexual. If they create a as much distance as possible from Jodie Whittaker's doctor and never mention it again, I would watch the show. I don't even care if it's a woman. It just needs to be good. Same with the politics. Yeah. Timeless Children's a deal breaker with me. And I would have to say, listen, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. I'll just say what I'm going to do. And thank you. Your opinion is valid, by the way. And not that you need my validation for anything. But I'm going to hold strong. Get rid of the Timeless Children, or I don't come back. And that's the only way it will change. We cut off their source of revenue from us anyway, which a lot of us have already. You could still enjoy Doctor Who. You can watch old Doctor Who, but it just ends, which is very sad because it didn't need to. None of this needed to end. And again, the Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, these things did a lot of good in the world. They brought joy into the world. They put smile on people's faces. But when they are being used as tools of division and destruction, they become spoiled, vandalized. And yeah, it makes people fucking angry. And you have every right to be angry. When it was just one franchise, you know what? Fine. You can be angry about it, black pill it, go on to the next one, enjoy it. And it must be hard. If you are just a Star Wars fan, it must be very difficult. I understand that. But when we just keep coming back, it is the analogy of the abusive relationship is valid. And don't let anyone, not even me, tell you how much you can care about something. If you want to continue caring about it, that's cool. My position, my opinion on the situation is we have to cut it off if we want to save the thing we love. A decision my dad made. My dad booted my ass out of the house when I was 15 because that's the only thing he knew how to do. And it worked. In the long run, it worked. It was tough. It was fucking tough. I didn't go back either. I didn't go back. So, but, we have to, if we want to save the things we love, we cut it off. And if it continues in the same direction, then it's not the thing we love anymore. And like I said in my Star Wars video, this isn't the Star Wars you love. It does not exist and has not existed for a long time, for a decade. What you're seeing now is an imposter. It's an imposter. Even The Mandalorian and you all know it. The Mandalorian is just the most reasonable facsimile of something that's dead. It's a ghost. It's a shadow of a shadow. And it was the one good thing Disney had going, and they fucked that up too. And Marvel's going in the same direction. By the way, Marvel is doing its best to look like Lucasfilm. The head writer for X-Men 97 went on a Spurg Fest about Rittenhouse. She's also very anti-white supremacy. She's very pro-communist. And X-Men 97 is going to be a giant shit show. It's the X-Men. What do you think they're going to do to the X-Men? Iceman will be gay by the second episode. There'll be pronouns. It's going to be terrible. Would I love to see it come back? Sure, but not now. I think I've been pretty consistent. I don't want anything to come back right now. I think we need original stories. I think we need shorter movies. We need better written TV series if we're going to adapt fan. Oh, I heard Wheel of Time. It's terrible. Lady Groovemaster did a good video on it. Shout out to Memology 102 for getting married. Yeah, by the way, yes, Silent Dog Fart for 2 Australia. I love that. Silent Dog Fart wants to congratulate Memology 102 for getting married. Yes, Meme, way to lock it down. It's a little late now, but before any of my friends or acquaintances get married, I always ask, are you sure? Are you sure? Be sure. Trust me on that one. When I asked Melissa to marry me in probably the worst fucking possible way, on a balcony in Maui, her response was, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Oh, Meme. You hilarious. Oh my God, George. Jorge. What are you doing? I'm trying to do a square up. This is supposed to be square up. All right, George, hang on. I'm getting to you, buddy. I don't know if I can display these. Yeah, I can display them. Hang on. Give me a mo. Oh, I was watching Daredevil last night. Fuck. It is better than I remember. It is now top 3 television show of all time, and it's creeping up to number 1. We got basically tied. Yeah, a classic Doctor Who and modern Doctor Who till it took a shit is my favorite TV show. And then Buffy is my second favorite TV show. Then it was like Twilight Zone, Star Trek. Those are pretty much tied. And then it was Daredevil. Daredevil's moving up because holy shit, is it good? I haven't watched this many episodes in a few months, but it's something I used to fire up and watch the entire first season. I've seen it 10 times, a lot. And that's, I don't know if it's a superpower or not, but I can watch stuff over and over again and get the same amount of enjoyment. It really helped with editing, by the way, in Hollywood. I think that's a common thing between all editors. We can get enjoyment out of things. The same thing over and over again. Maybe it's an ADHD thing. I don't know. But I was watching it on my projector last night on my this empty room with an air mattress, my best girl by my side, and we're watching Daredevil and fucking that fight scene at the end of the second episode where he saves the kid. Oh, fuck, that is good. That is superhero storytelling at its fucking best. I think it's Stephen DeKnight or Stephen K. Knight. I can't remember. And then Drew Goddard, who was a Buffy scribe. It's just fucking perfect. All right, so we got George here. And thank you, George. You did not have to do this. And we'll get those other ones too. Okay. We'll get them, and then we'll get back into that. Hey, Fat Steven Seagal, man, what's up, man? Remember when I beat up Ryan Johnson? Ryan does, or Rianne, I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, those are the good old days, man. How you doing? Okay, so I'm gonna have to do kind of a quiet George Molo for $200.
He's got a beautiful soul.
Just imagine Az singing it. Okay. Hi, Gary, from Dr. She-Shal to Star Wars and Star Trek. We live in a time where the courageous. I got to make sure you guys can see that. Hang on. There we go. Where was I? Where the courageous are silenced, so the cowardly will feel brave. True. I have a lot to say on that, by the way. We live in a time when the imaginative are banned so that the leftist pedestrian feels creative. Yeah, you get rid of all the quality, and then you can put out Cal Arts shit. And all of a sudden it becomes about quantity, right? I remember when Max Visaggio was piping in, I think of Richard or one of the two, or I can't remember. And she goes, I got 1,500 pages written this year. Yeah, 1,500 pages written, and $500 made. Cat food, roommates. That is your future. George for $200. And we got number 2 for $100. I'm going to do it again. George! He's got a beautiful soul. I'll do it like Johnny Cash. He's got a beautiful soul. We live in a time that smart people are being censored, so stupid people will not be offended. If you simply wish to watch a film for fun without political agendas, alienating alphabet soup ads, and beta male bobbleheads in deep space beta, they are then you are a dissident, which is so true. Number 3 for $100. We are winning. Kyle was a big one. You can't hurry a hurricane. It comes when it's ready. Division is for the damned, and the fellowship is the future. Thank you for what you do, brother. You inspire me. All hail Nerdrotic. All hail the chat. All hail George Molo, because he's got a beautiful soul. All right. So what you said in the second one here, basically when smart people are being censored, so stupid people will not be offended. How do you identify these people? Well, they might sound, to some, they might sound intelligent because they sound committed to their belief. They're full of shit. A good way to pick them out is they'll say things like, well, I'm pretty smart. Or or they think they have convinced themselves they are the smartest person in the room. That's something I will never assume. I would assume that I am probably middling intelligence at best in any room I enter. So there's always a bigger fish. There's always a smarter person. So no, never assume that you are. For one, smart people don't need to say that. And then they'll tell you something like, you're dumb for not believing that socialism works, although it's never, ever, ever been actually proven. And if you go look at any quote unquote socialist society, they're semi-socialist, but they're usually propped up by a form of free market, or propped up or protected by another country, United States of America, that's free market and protected by lots of missiles, so other countries don't come and invade their socialist ass. So they're semi-socialist elitism ass. That's usually what we're dealing with. But George, that's the whole, I don't know if it's from the Rules for Radicals or the Art of War. I'm not sure, but divide and conquer. You isolate people, you make them feel alone. What's the most common thing we have heard? And George, you were at the meetup in Vegas. I was at the meetup in Vegas. The Friday Night Tights meetup in Vegas. Yeah, that one. The thing we heard the most was, I thought I was alone. That's why I came to YouTube. I thought I was alone. I thought, well, obviously times have passed me by. That's it for me. And I've heard the same thing from others. You're not. And then we're finding out, well, that's most people. Like, even talking to like I hear Melissa talking to her clients, who would normally be, like Marin County, like Uber left. No, they're like a little late, but realizing like this is going way too far. Like we have gone way too far. California, particularly, when we have my governor. How's your face, Gavin? My governor rooting on division, and with Kamala Harris, and the effing president did this before that. Remember when the Orange Man was dangerous with his late night tweets about fucking Rosie O'Donnell or whatever. But then I seem to remember Obama stoking the flames in Ferguson, and then our president stoking the flames with Kyle Rittenhouse. And like, hey, the flames are stoked, folks. I don't think we're out of the woods yet on any civil unrest. I think they're really trying to work it up or organize it. Or, I'm sorry, fortify it. Fortify it. Give it time. Be careful out there. If you're in a big city, keep your head in a swivel. Thank you, George. Miro Cage for, what's that? I'm just going to say 250 Martian pesos. Good morning, Gary and chat. Amazon butchered the Wheel of Time. Silmarillion is next. Yeah. So hearing what I heard from Lady Gravemaster's review, basically, and I have not read the story, so I don't know if it's girl power in the story or not. What I heard, it's pretty balanced. It's egalitarian. Well, they removed that. And the first line uttered, she played it in her video. The first line uttered is basically, they were, through their arrogance, they thought they could contain darkness. But then it swallowed everything. It boiled the seas. The mountains fell, and the women were left there to pick up the pieces. Now, maybe that's a line in the book. If that's how the book opens, probably not going to like it very much. I'll be honest with you. If that's the whole tone of the book, but I hear that's not the tone of the book. And I can tell you right now, the costumes look terrible. Do they not wear armor? They wear a bunch of it looks like Ren Fair. They look like they just came back from a fucking Ren Fair. And aesthetically, it doesn't look good. The people who are liking it it's got tepid reviews, kind of on both sides. I think the audience score is a little higher than the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Don't really care. I am more concerned with Lord of the Rings. And again, I'll repeat it here. I've already talked about it on 2 live streams. I was told that there will be LGBTQ representation in Lord of the Rings. Will that be the only thing? Will that and only that be something that destroys it? No, it's not going to be only that. It's not going to be only that. We know what it's going to be. I'll be shocked if it isn't filled with intersectional feminism. And it's basically Amazon will feel like they need to make up for Tolkien's they'll have to make up for what he didn't put in, what he should have put, his shortcomings, what they will perceive as his shortcomings. Now, Amazon has proven that they can put together 1 season, maybe 2 of a good show, but they haven't proven that they can be successful. Remember, they're really fucking new at this, but they have a lot of fucking money. I think Lord of the Rings is going to be an utter shit show. I will be shocked if it isn't. And I will keep my promise. They fuck that up. You're going to see my video count go way the fuck up. Because I will be doing daily motherfucking videos on Amazon. And no, I can't bring them down, but I'll fucking try. Amazon's Wheel of Time is the most anti-men thing to date. It's also one of the worst shows I've ever seen. It's very troubling knowing that it's the same studio handling Lord of the Rings franchise, says Will Meldman for $20 US. Yeah, be worried. Or, you know what? Just don't watch it. Just don't. I mean, I'll review it. Fuck, I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to be good. I want to review a good fucking fantasy show. Do you know how much that would benefit this channel? Do you have any fucking idea how much a good TV show would benefit this channel? Hopefully I'll get to show you guys someday. The grifters calling out grifters out there always say we cherry pick and stuff. And listen, I definitely pick my stories, but I pick what I care about. But I care about it. The reason they call it out is they can't get their head around that because, well, I will say recently somebody who tends to maybe talk a little bit too much on a live stream. I was sent a clip of somebody admitting that they were just a grifter, that they never cared about this stuff and they just did it, which I appreciate their honesty. But that's maybe why people got mad at you. There are people out there. We're up right now. George is one of them. Lady Gravemaster is one of them. Will is one of them. Non-stick pansexual is one of them. We fucking care about this shit. I would fucking love a good Lord of the Rings show. And hopefully I'll be able to show you like what benefit that has to a channel, like covering a good fucking show. I guess the closest I could get was when The Expanse was kind of hitting on all cylinders back in the early days. My channel was smaller, but like I would get 20 times what I normally got on a video in my audience for a live stream. I was, back when I had under 1,000 subs, I was getting a lot, 100, 200 people in a live stream, which is unheard of for a channel that small. So, extrapolate that to now. I want a good show. I just do. I'll probably do after Picard. I can't promise anything until I get Picard done, but I'd love to do a proper Daredevil review. So long. Screwy, meet you in St. Louis. Gary speaks the truth. Hail. Thank you, Tyrannus Cygnus, for $5. Dalium for $9.99. I'm cross-faded as fuck. The election was stolen. That is the number one issue. Until then, nothing matters. Trump 2024. Love from a libertarian. I live in Seattle. Kill me. No, I'm not going to do that. Seattle needs sane people do. Okay, so if you're stuck in a freaking blue cult hellhole, I agree with Clifton Duncan. I think calling him the blue cult is a good term. If you're caught in a blue cult hellhole like I was, be the good person there. If you can't leave. Peppermint vodka and truffle LSD. Wow. I didn't like messing with my LSD trips, man. So I never mix. Maybe, I wouldn't even throw mushrooms in there. Don't do that stuff. It's terrible for you. Absolutely terrible for you, especially LSD. If you have depression issues or anxiety issues, don't get fucking near that stuff. Okay. I would say don't get near that stuff anyway. But hey, Gary, any news on Amazon's Lord of the Rings? Love you, bro. AF for $7.99. I think you heard it. I think you heard it. But I'll repeat again. I got confirmation that there will be LGBTQ plus representation in LOTR. Trencher 1375 for 50 Norwegian krona. Why did he just not die? Classic. I'm going to steal that one. Yeah. Mom, why didn't he just die? Pedro Pascal is in the chat. He's in Canada for some reason. Pedro, how brave of you to be here. For 2 Canadian pesos, he said, to be honest, I don't remember anything but my fart smell. I'm not surprised. It's very smug. Okay. We're going to go back up. Tyrannus Cygnus says, Kaiju Gozira, bring back some kind of creativity. We need more giant monsters. I am down with that. That'd be fun. But you know, when they bring them in, Tyrannus, they will, we will get to know Godzilla's pronouns and learn about Godzilla's eating disorder. And we'll find out that baby Godzilla was actually beaten by Godzilla. And he has post-traumatic kaiju disorder. Amazon ruin Wheel of Time. What will it do to Tolkien? Asked Kelly Johnson for $2. Fuck it. Totally fuck it. All right. Now, I got to get to the square up part. I'm not going to get to a lot. I really intended to get to more. This is why I record the videos. You guys are awesome. There we go. Can you guys see that? So this is what the lovely X-Ray girl does for me every Friday. Okay. Where'd it go? Can we see it? Yeah. So she makes these little, and she is working her ass off on this stuff. And you guys are great. Matt Grendel, we read his already. Red Wolf Corp revamped for $5. By the way, what a show last night, right? Razor Fist was, I could not have picked a more perfect guess. Well, X-Ray Girl got him in. We have been in contact a little bit, but like he's uber busy, and I'm the same way. Like you have to kind of catch us when when you have our attention, because we're like a pinball in a pinball machine. But Razor came on and fucking killed it. The guys were like on point. I do want to tell everyone that Friday Night Tights is a culture show, but it's mostly a pop culture show. And no, it will not turn into a political panel every Friday or even next Friday. When it's big news like that, and I mean, there is a Hollywood angle to it a little bit, but it was definitely cultural, and it was a victory. It was a victory. So we had to talk about it. I know it. A couple of people got upset, but mostly really kind emails today. And I really appreciate that. A few people calling the show top notch, and that's just made us all feel really good. And again, I want to thank, the guys. They did a great fucking job. Even Jeremy was only supposed to come in for an hour, and he stayed damn near the whole show. Az killed it. Ryan fucking killed it. Comics, Odin came in, did a great job. Tom, Quarter Black. God, I hope there's so many people. Oh, Chrissy, who is permanently on the panel now. She always does great. Red Wolf Corp revamped for $5. Wow, all the stuff happens the very day Razor ends up on FNT. The stars certainly have a thing for aligning, don't they? They certainly do, and I was grateful for it. Over 12,000 people watched, and I looked back. this afternoon, and I shared it with the guys. Longest average duration I had seen in a long, long time for a live stream that long. What they do is they average out the view time from the people who just came in for a second to the people who stayed it all, for 4+ hours. And we had 42 minutes was our average view time. So you guys like hung in there and watched it, and that was epic. Raj Williams on the Streamlabs side, circumventing YouTube for $7.90, says, looking forward to Friday Night Tights as always, and to our guest Razor Fist. Have some Canadian pesos on me. Hail Friday Night Tights, and hail to you. Hail to you. Man of War 665, the neighbor of the beast, one of two, both for $665. It's a two-parter. Razor, couldn't agree more with your recommendations on Pulp. As a Robert E. Howard, devotee, yes. For 45 years, Savage Tales of Solomon Kane and Coming of Conan, the Cimmerian, stays on the bedside table to soothe the brain of current day with some much-needed Devil in Iron. I've got to read, you know what, Man of War, I have not read Solomon Kane at all. I mean, and I know it's in my wheelhouse, so I cannot wait to read some of that. Conan. I fucking love Conan. And it's, you know what? It won't get well, I don't think they'll attempt Conan, because I don't think you could even try to fuck up Conan unless you're going to have Conan like led around by 7 women and he learns the riddle of steel. Like they remake the movie and he learns the riddle of steel from his mom or something like that. 2 of 2 or Right Hand of Doom. However, I do have 2 major criticisms of the long Moonlight Part 1, and they would be more. It would be more and when. I expect a determination by the end of the stream. Consult Sorn on your own time. I'll ask him when he's going to. By the way, I'll share the book right here. The Long Moonlight by Razor Fist. Got it out on time. It's published. It's hardback. It's really well done. Compact book. It is, what is it? It's 115 pages. Perfect reading length. We need to bring back Pulp. Big time. Or just read the old stuff. I swear to God, he cost me money. I watch Razor Fist videos. Watched his one on Elric like 2-3 years ago. Bought everything I could. Got all the Pacific Comics Elric. And fucking love it. Absolutely love it. The French adaptations they're so good. I'm talking about top notch. But now I'm going to have to read Solomon Kane. Inakmamon for $10. Where's the first one? Did I miss the first one? This is 2 of something that we can't find. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. I'm going to miss this show because I want to avoid spoilers for Ghostbusters. Shit, dude. We didn't even get to it till the last hour. Afterlife. So here's a donation. Speaking of Ghostbusters, thanks for Razorfist for playing the game on stream the other day. I replayed it and it still holds up. I've been harassing Ryan and Jeremy to play it ever since. I also want to thank Razorfist for introducing me to the band Anthem. Anyway, I'm going to be up north deer hunting. So wish me luck. Good luck. God bless Kyle Rittenhouse and God fucking speed fellowship. Hail! Right on. Well, we didn't talk about Ghostbusters till the end. And I liked it. Ryan didn't like it as much, but and neither did Jeremy, and that's fine. Listen, I think I liked it more based on, intentions. It's like not the normal reason you like a movie. And as I said in my review, man, I'll own it. I'll watch it maybe a couple more times. It's not anything that changed my life. This has been the worst era of Hollywood ever. So getting just an average movie, something like The Suicide Squad in a normal year would be like your 7th or 8th favorite movie and not your favorite movie. Brightest day for $10. Rage, fracking rage. Hail Friday Night Tights. Hail Razorfist. Hail my fandom brothers and sisters. Today is a good day, and you are all good people. We do not kneel. Pride of Stay for $10. No, we don't. No, we don't. And you want to know why this thing is after the 7 or 8 predicted deaths of our fellowship, whether people call it the Fandom Menace or whatever the hell they want to call it. Things evolve, things change, people come, people go. This thing has stayed moving forward, and it stayed moving forward because of you guys. You guys are the inspiration for us to keep our eye on the prize and not get caught in any of the bullshit, any distractions. And you see, and we understand that you drive this train. And that's why we do our very, very best. Hey, listen, we're not always going to succeed. We're going to make mistakes as long as we don't repeat it. But remembering that we don't go after you guys. You are why we are here. You are not the enemy. You are not something to be weaponized or used or manipulated or lied to. Ike Nellis for $5. Hail Friday Night Tights and Razor Fist. Razor is a Terrangel with your, or is he putting it in another shift under the Queensboro Bridge? So hail Razor Fist. Razor is Terrangel with you. Or, okay, I got it. Is Terrangel with you? I was reading it wrong. My bad. Or is he putting another shift in under the Queensboro Bridge? Probably putting another shift in. That's my guess. I can Ellis. Katniss the Barbarian, Streamlabs, $20 says, damn it, didn't see the link. Well, regardless. Hail Razor Fist. Hashtag gatekeep. Hashtag gatekeep Battletech and defend our hobbies. Let's have some more good news as we move forward. Well, you all deserved some good news, didn't you? And that's why I especially when we had Razor Fist coming on, I was just like, there's no way we can't talk about it. So, and like, that's what I love about the guys. They're really, they know my channel and they respect the rules of my channel, even though I tell them constantly which are very few rules, but it's like, we try to stay away from politics most of the time. But I tell them all the time to treat my channel like their channel. Mikasa Sukasa, don't hold back at all. And they really just find that sweet spot. That's why they're good at what they do. They're good at what they do. Not a zero among them. I mean, like, look at Ryan, got his silver play button with Sports Wars. He's about to get one for his channel. He's doing great. Paul S. for $4.99. With all due respect to Chrissy, and while it was hard watching him break down, let's not forget that Kyle Rittenhouse is an absolute badass. It's okay that he broke down. Like, I don't have a problem with him breaking down. He's a kid. And he is a badass. Because how many people, even facing death, how many people would just lay down? Weird story, but worth telling. The drummer for Blink 182 and I can't remember some DJ were in a plane crash. And I believe they were the only 2 people to survive. And they talked about it a little bit. And some observers, after it happened, after talking to them, pointed out that the reason they survived was because of their drive, because of their competitive, creative drive. That got them the fuck out of that plane when they needed to get out of the plane. I can't remember who the DJ was. And in some situations like that, people just give up. They think it's over with when it's not. It's kind of like deer in the headlights kind of thing. It's a mindset. It's a mentality. That's what fucking Rittenhouse had. He had that mindset. But he's a kid. He's going to have to live with this the rest of his life. And his particularly the Fredo, as bad as he was, you still took a life, you know. And I don't know if he's religious or not. That'll have a huge impact on him. You don't have to be religious, by the way. I wouldn't want to take a life in any situation, and you know, you hope. I hope I'm never in that situation. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I have to do that. Were there times in my past where it was close? Sure. But thankfully it didn't happen. And I'm glad, because I wouldn't want that. Even if it's defending yourself, you're going to think about it. You're going to think about like the guy's mom or whatever, you know. It's called being human. It's called being human. Something people like Pedro Pascal have a really fucking hard time doing. Mr. Grant Gregory for 10 Australian dollars. As a massive fan of Friday Night Tights and my big brother, Jorge, I humbly request you get him on as a special guest. Hi, X-Ray Go. Congrats on 2,000. Yeah, X-Ray Go got 2,000 followers. George has 2,000 subs. Ryan got a silver play button. There's another milestone I'm forgetting. Damn it. Lorena Creel had a birthday. A lot of good stuff happening. Oh, and Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent. And Razor Fist put out a great video today. I shared it on Twitter. It should have never gone to trial. This was a sham. And Kyle Rittenhouse is fucked for the rest of his life. And he's probably starting to realize that now. He's not going to be safe. He is now a political target. But you know, if he moves to a small town somewhere, he'll probably be fine. But yeah, just imagine, you know, being that hated, you know. What's good? A lot of good things came from this trial. Okay, aside from the trash being taken out, if you know what I'm saying, it forced the mainstream media to at least acknowledge that there was riots. And fucking the moment for me at the trial was Drew Hernandez just smacking down that fucking bitch lawyer. Why do you characterize these things as riots? Well, because they're fucking riots. Because they were riots. They were riots. They were planned riots. Planned by political opposition. Planned by maybe a party that's currently in power right now. Don't know. Just an opinion. Speculation. I doubt I'm allowed to do that, but it's late, so hopefully nobody's watching. But planned. We saw the bricks in Dallas. They rioted in San Diego. San Diego doesn't riot. Those people were bussed in. We do not riot. During the OJ riots, we're right next to LA. Didn't lift a fucking finger here. Didn't as much as break a window in San Diego. San Diego does not riot. There's no civil unrest. This ain't San Francisco. People don't give a fuck here about anything. It's San Diego's equated to, it's the land of the lotus eaters. Scottish Will for £5 British. That is proper money. No pineapple on pizza and eat only bloody vagina. Wow, well done, steak, as is tight there. And Chrissy intro on repeat. Instant. Instead of you grumpy white men. Hey, I resemble that remark, Scottish. We're grumpy, but like at the end of every show, my cheek, well, both cheeks, my ass cheeks are hurting from sitting so long, and my cheeks on my face are hurting from laughing so much. But I have a better chair now, so better. Oh man, I'm losing my ability to talk. I have a better chair now, so my balls aren't falling asleep. Brightest Day for $5. Keep talking, but just make Chrissy full screen all show. Simping, Brightest Day. Have some dignity, buddy. But okay. Comics Division's platform shoes for $20. Speaking of sports wars, who else wants to see Eric July and LaBitch James go at it on a live stream? Congrats, Ryan. I would pay good pesos for that. But Eric July is intelligent and he reads past the first page of a book. He finishes books, where LeBron is page 1. Oh, look at this. I got a film threat sticker with a nice little note from Chris Gore. It says, keep kicking ass. I'll talk about surreal. Chris Gore came on my show. GJJ for $5. Quarter black. So what is a wharf? Well, he knows. Blue-eyed roof Korean, the base, and thank you, GJJ. Got to say that slowly. For $2 US, as is that 4K Advent Children dubbed only. I will ask him. Anime Kimmy sent me so much. I've got to dedicate an entire toxic mailbag to this guy because he just sent me like the instant anime manga collection of just epic shit and figures. So I'm going to set up I'm going to set up a spot in my studio that will be dedicated to everything he sent me. It is insane. The P.O. box, by the way, will be changing, so I'm going to be shutting it down soon. Educated Viking for $10. Nice rage. Az had a freaking epic fucking rant, by the way, like one for the ages. Nice rage. Remember people that that knowledgeable rant is coming from someone outside the U.S. and he knows more than half our, and I'll add, fucking country. Hail champion. That's why I call him a British American. And right now, in a lot of ways, the UK has got it together more than us. Robert Cherry for $9.99. Here's $10 for that Az rant. Hell yeah. And he will get it. Bad Woobs for $5 for Az's rant. My first super chat ever to any streamer. Well deserved. Ooh. We're going to be really rough and going dry on you because you like the rant. And Zach Richmond for $5. I want Az's rant as a ringtone. That was beautiful. I do believe Perry made it into a Nerdrotic daily video that's doing very well right now. By the way, folks, hang on. Happy 1-year anniversary to Nerdrotic Daily. Nerdrotic Daily turned 1 2 days ago. We gotta get some new ones. Here we go. We got Brian Turchents. Okay, man, I've got to say this slow. So I used to know a guy named Turchetta that was kind of like Turtensiek. Everyone should watch 12 Angry Men. Yes, everyone should. I totally agree. Thank you for the $9.99. I'm sorry I butchered your last name, Brian. I apologize. Drake 8195 for $4.99. Hey Gary, I live in Escondido. I'm sure you are a super busy, but if you ever find yourself at O'Sullivan's, I'd be honored to buy you a drink. Well, is O'Sullivan's a bar? I would never. You might find me in an AA meeting around here, but not at O'Sullivan's. But yeah, shit, Drake, I'm sorry. We kind of put the word out before I went to Ghostbusters that if anybody wanted to meet me there, we had somebody drive from Santee, and I met John Cocozo. But next time I go to a flick locally, I'll let you know. Or maybe we can meet up at the comic store, at the Comics Lounge. It's pretty close to my house. It's pretty close. Thank you, Drake. I appreciate that. I appreciate the sentiment. I'll take a coffee anytime, man. All right. Just checking for any new ones. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. Here we go. Tristan W. Hail, just glad I actually got to catch you live for the first time in a very long time. Curious what your expectations were for The Expanse. I read that one. All right, so let's go all the way down here then. Because I am, whoa, okay, that's why. Scrolling down. I think that was George's right there, right? Yep, all right. Let's just go to new comments. There we go. Okay. Vincent VT, good morning from Germany. Guten Tag. Guten Tag. Herr Fräulein. Let me show you what I am used to. Hey! Dr. Jones. I love Tot. Then his face melted off. Hot Toys needs to make a 1/6 scale Tot with an alternate melted face. And a Belloc. Belloc. They call him Beloche. Belloc. Yeah, I've watched that movie a few thousand times. We got a new member. Cordero. Welcome to Nerdrotic. We've got a member stream coming up soon. T Down Under for 10 Australian dollars. Been using the media coverage of the Rittenhouse case and Rekieta as a teachable moment to enlighten some family. I think that's a great idea. And Rekieta's live streams, more than anything I've done, I think anything, Tim has built his empire, but the impact of Rekieta's streams in the grand scheme of things, folks, Rekieta had a smaller channel like mine. Mine is a smaller channel in the grand scheme of things. There are channels with multiple millions of subs that I've never heard of. So Nick Rekieta, my channel, Mahler, we're all on the lower end. He was the center of this trial, not CNN, not PBS, not Tim. And hey, Crowder and I love Crowder. My boy Quarterback Garrett works there. I tried to watch footage, but Nick Rekieta was the center of attention on this. The guy who was just on Friday Night Tights a few weeks ago. The guy who was, doing streams about Vic Mignogna a year ago. It has just leveled up to stratosphere now. He'll have 1 million subs. He's going to be on big shows. He's going that kid is going places. That kid from Minnesota is going places. Because he is a lawyer who is entertaining, kind of like Viva Frey and Robert Barnes. Those three guys, they're going places. They're going to be big stars. And some might argue they are already, but and that's good. We need them. You see how this works? I'm talking to other content creators, not the audience. So I'm not going at you. So other content creators, if you're out there watching, you see how this works? It's called inspiration. Envy is bitch made. Being jealous is bitch made. Watching Nick Rekieta blow up has been nothing but a joy. An absolute fucking joy. And it shows that could happen to any of you out there who's a content creator or whatever you're doing. Just be good. Just be good. Because no, it wasn't a lucky thing with Nick. Nick got that audience because he was good. He's a damn good fucking live streamer. He's talented. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He's engaging. He's funny. And I couldn't be fucking happier for him. Do you think I'm going to go off and take inventory of Nick's life? Go after the panel? Am I going to take an inventory of his fucking chat? No, because I'm not fucking bitch made. So what Nick is doing is outstanding, and I'm really fucking happy for him. And and now he's going to see after, because everything levels off in YouTube, but he's going to see that it's a gain. It's like the stock market used to be before Biden came here, but it's something that overall gains over time. He'll see that. I'm sure he's been invited on Timcast. I'm sure he's been, maybe he'll even get on like Joe Rogan. That would be fucking awesome. Maybe he got mentioned on Tucker, right? So maybe he'll get on Tucker Carlson, but we need him to go. I think like Tucker's cool and everything, but I think Joe Rogan will be good. Oh, I wonder if he gets on InfoWars. That'd be funny. That'd be great. I want to see Nick Rekieta talking about pot-bellied goblins. Fucking machine elves. I want to talk about machine elves. I read that one. Okay. Good morning from Denmark. Europe is waking up. Michael B, aka Shogun Gaming. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the 20 Danish krona. I appreciate it. Oh, there. I got one there. Someday I hope that, apparently Stream Labs and OBS aren't like working together. They're not in business. Streamlabs has just been using their shit. That's going to be a problem. We might lose. Yeah, that's going to be a big problem if we lose Streamlabs. But yeah, OBS is pissed. Cardero for 20 Canadian pesos. I had to show my vax papers and ID to see Ghostbusters today. Fuck that. My country may soon move the goalposts regarding what defines being fully vaxxed, booster shots. Where does it stop? It stops when you stop it, Cardero. And it sounds like your country is filled with people who would just comply. A lot of people don't want freedom. Loki was right. A lot of people don't want it. It stops when you stop it. And Cardero, it's like there's a lot of Canadians. Hey, I had to move. And not everybody is in the position, but I would maybe move in that position if you can, or at least go into, I'm not sure how Canada works exactly, a province where it's a little more free. If that's not the case, maybe you can get down here. It's not as scary as other places make it sound, as long as you're not in a big city. If you're not in a big city, small town America is no different than Canada. Hell, if you go to Minnesota, it's exactly like Canada, except without the crazy politics and Justin Trudeau. We just got a guy who poops his pants in front of the Pope. And you have Fidel Castro's son. So isn't it great? Isn't it brilliant? I don't even know who the president of Mexico is, but he's probably the least corrupt person as far as the leadership goes in North America right now. He's probably some cartel guy, as far as I know. No offense to any Mexicans down there, but contribution to the unfortification fund. Dan C for £5 British. That is proper money. I love the unfortification fund. That is great. Let's unfortify this fucking biatch. Shall we? Good morning. Thanks for a great show. You always hit the nail on the head. Says Jay Hardy 0786 for $19.99. Well, always. I appreciate that. I don't know. I try. Raging Rhino, what's up? Just want to say hi. So hi, Raging Rhino. I was watching your live stream the other night, dude. can't remember. I don't know if it was live or if I was watching just the replay. You were discussing, I think you were discussing some Star Wars. You were discussing some Star Wars, dude. And your position on it, which has been very consistent. Don't fall for the jangling keys. That's Raging Rhino's, that's his very consistent position on Star Wars. It's fucking dead, and don't fall for the jangling keys. Hail Raging Rhino. That's a good Aussie right there. All righty. Let's do some square ups, shall we? And thanks for hanging tonight. And again, apologies to Yellow Flash. Saturday night, he has a great show. I wouldn't dream of stepping on it. I had the opportunity tonight. Will not be a habit. Yes, it's a big internet. We could stream whenever we want, but I have a lot of I like Yellow Flash. He's a good guy, so I don't want to step on his streams. I want his streams to do very well. I love that we have so many great shows to watch now. Like, I get to watch them too. You know, I get to watch EFAP. I get to watch Flashcast. I get to watch Tuesday Night Main Event. You know, it's great. Some good fucking YouTube out there. I get to watch Ricada. Suffragette on the tracks for $5. Razor gives great cross-country tours, and a huge supporter of women's rights. If I don't want to be forward because I don't know how he feels about, like, you know, some YouTubers just want to YouTube. That's all they want, to YouTube in their room. They don't want to go out in the world and do meetups and stuff. But I'll ask him if we do the Arizona thing. I'll ask him to come out and see if he wants to come out. You know, because I'd love to have him there live. I think you guys would love to meet him too. Mercenary X for $1. Please don't forget to tell Razor about the prosecutor's email address, Flufferboy. Yeah, we talked about that. That is unbelievable. No, wait a minute. It's believable. Offer Nave for $10. Razor Fist is my second favorite political commentator after comedian Dave Smith. Would love to see you two chat. Dave Smith is good. I would love to get him on Friday Night Tights. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser for $10. Man can certainly hold his liquor. Hail Friday Night Tights. Look at this panel of excellence. Razor Fist, what is your favorite album from Sodom? I will ask him. Nick, I will. Robert Cherry, I got that one. This is for the best white pill show on the internet. Hail! Put this towards a spa day for Az to enjoy and relax, says M Tax Shark for $10. I love being a white pill show. I love that. We're going to go after stuff. We're going to call shit out. But I'm not throwing in the towel on jack shit. I'm not giving up on anything. Except for Star Wars. Except for fucking Star Wars. But there's a lot of other franchises out there. And, like, I gave Star Wars a good chance. But I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I always am. They lost me at fucking killing Han Solo. It was well before what they did to fucking Luke. What they did to Luke was just rubbing salt in the wounds, but like Han Solo was it for me. Because when I was a kid, he was my favorite character over Luke. I liked Han. Hey, Razor Fist, thanks to you and Black Pants Legion, I'm totally into Battletech and Mech Warrior. Was wondering if all the literature like Ideal War and others are good. Any recommendations? Austin Montenegro for $20. I can tell you that some of the literature is very good. I sold it at my shop and people fucking loved it. Emperor Shaddam Coronel, is that fourth or sixth for $20. I think it's 4. No, VI. Yeah, I don't know. Can I please get a fuck you? I was right from Razor Fist. We kind of got one. Reginald Weasley. Reginald Weasley. Are you the other Weasley brother? Can I name all the Weasley brothers? Okay. Bill Weasley, Charlie Weasley, Fred Weasley, George Weasley, Ron Weasley, and Jenny Weasley. Yes, I can name the Weasleys. Don't know Reginald. Maybe you're one of the cousins. John Schaefer did nothing wrong for Razor. Neil Horn for $20. Hail Friday Night Tights and hail Razor Fist. Do you guys think there will ever be a faithful telling of Highland Starship Troopers in movie form? Not from Hollywood. Maybe if somebody crowdfunds it. Metalhead, $10,000 for $20 for Razor. When can we expect a video on the Rittenhouse verdict? You got it this morning. Or yesterday morning. Zavminator for $10 Australian. First super chat. Razor Fist, what's your favorite mech from Battletech? Mine is the Hunchback, all from Friday Night Tights, and for the Emperor and Free Australia. Free Australia. Chris Jedi for $5. Hail Razor Fist, best Friday Night Tights ever. Gary, thank you. Wow, it felt like it was fun. We've had some good ones. I thought Count Dankula was fucking awesome. When the Drinker came on with Mahler, they're all really good in their own ways. Fucking Alex, obviously awesome. But it looks like last night's show is trending right now. Our second most watched show is the Drinker Mahler one, but it's looking like it's tracking. Last night is tracking to hit 200,000 views, which is something for a show. I started. Actually, I can tell you the date I started doing Friday night shows. It wasn't called Friday Night Tights, but I reviewed the first season of The Punisher. So that was November. Here, let's see. When did Punisher season 1 premiere? Holy shit. You just had an anniversary. Four years been doing this show. Well, I'm gonna have to whoop something up for next Friday. We're gonna do an anniversary show. Here's the bad news. I'm gonna have to count all the shows because we did miss. I'm gonna try to do this out of memory. How many Fridays have I missed? Because in the early days we missed a couple. I would say it's probably, I think over 4 years at the most, we missed 5 shows, and that was in the early days. I haven't missed a Friday show in at least 2 years, probably 3. 3 maybe. I mean, we've changed times. I know we had technical difficulties one time. I was in Burbank, and that was 3 years ago. I think that was the last one I missed. But that being said, 4-year anniversary this Friday of Friday Night Tights, of the Friday show. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should. We could do a 4-year anniversary of the show, but I think I need to look back and see, because Friday Night Tights started in a very different iteration. So I might start it from when we right around when we brought in Az. I might use that as the official start date of this version of the show, which is, I think it's a year, almost 2 years. But November 17th, 2017 is when I started doing Friday shows. So yeah, 4 years of doing this. And in those 4 years, at the most, I missed 5 Fridays. So that's That's what it takes sometimes, just consistency. And my only motivation was it was fun. I did it because it was fun. It's something I really enjoy doing. I don't do this. There's a formula I use to make a video or to talk about what I talk about in a live stream. That formula is, number one, do I give a shit? Do I give a shit? Will the audience give a shit? And is, in some cases, will it make them laugh? Will it make me laugh? Is there something to learn from this? Do I feel like I need to inform people of my opinion, by the way, of my perspective on this? And I could be corrected on that, but just getting it out there, do I need to spread the word on something? That's my formula. And if you do that, and especially you keep in mind, do I give a shit? And does the audience give a shit? Then you'll be fine on clicks or whatever. Then you work on the refinement, like, okay, now I got to make a good thumbnail. Now I got to do this. I got to do that. But the starting point always has to be, do I give a shit? Will the audience give a shit? No, it doesn't work with, will I make the most money off this? That doesn't work because the audience is smart and they can see if I'm just doing this to see if I can make the most money off it. Plus the ads like really basic shit. They like really homogenized, basic, bland. My ad money's always better on positive reviews for some reason. Slightly better. Although a video where I rip into intersectional feminism, that did well too. So YouTube, I think in a lot of cases, they try to appease. There are certainly the SJWs and the blue cultists and the straight up communists who work in the organization of Google, who are mostly in charge, but there's also an entity there that is there to be a business, to make money. And I think what they do is they'll let us go within reason. But once any of us crosses that invisible fucking line that they're always moving, and one day they decide, like, for example, my live stream, my nooner from a couple of days ago, it was about an hour long. And I'm ripping into Patton Oswalt for going after Kyle Rittenhouse and being an uninformed little fucking hobbit. And it got demonetized after a review on my channel. Again, it's a live stream. Don't care if they get demonetized. I don't care if there's ads. I do care on videos because it does affect the video's reach. It's not about the money. It's about getting to you guys. When things get monetized, they get fucking just buried. So demonetized. So it was demonetized. Remember, on my channel, I re-upload the video on Nerdrotic Live, monetized with no issue. I believe Ryan was on a stream the other day, and he was showing that if you put Hunter Biden in the tags, it automatically demonetizes your video. You take it out, boom, monetized. And he was showing it live while it was going. So certain things, certain channels, there are certain things that are fucked with. And we just got to, and it fucking sucks. Would we like to be able to be, free speech absolutists and all that? You can't, it's not a reality. Certain people can get away with it, go off platform and still succeed. I think a greatest example of that is Salty Cracker. Fucking great channel. But, or Alex, but you've already got an infrastructure. You've already got a big following. I am of the opinion, and I could be wrong. I'll speak my little YouTube speak. I'll play their stupid game, and just be here as long as I can. and try to be a thorn in the side of authoritarianism as long as I fucking can. And maybe even a little more. Ooh. Convrosure for $20 says, longtime lurker. Can we get Az's earlier rant clipped for posterity? Just 100% spot on. Thank you, Az. Love you guys and gals. Thank you, Friday Night Tights, for always speaking the truth and never bending the knee to the message. Maybe we'll play the rant as we go out when I end this. Love Az's rant. I heard Trevor from GTA 5 in my head screaming, yes! Shout out to Razor Fist. By the way, that was Fusebox. Thank you for the $5. GM Steelhaven for $5. Shout out to Razor Fist. That white pill is tasting pretty fucking good right now. Oh, it wasn't it? Wasn't it? And that's what I should have named the stream. That's what I'll name the nooner. Call it maybe we'll, instead of chill streams, we'll do white pill streams. Okay, I read that one. The Young Turks is comedy gold at the moment. Any chance Razor Fist could whine, but he crossed state lines in Pearl Clutchies. He crossed state lines. He crossed state lines. He crossed state lines. I'm serious. He crossed state lines with a long rifle. And I just can't even right now. I can't even. White supremacy has won the day. And I just want to tell you that you matter. Now, of course, they're telling pedos that they matter. Is that because that's what I'm getting out of this? That's what I'm getting, because I'm really not sure what black people had to do with this particular case. And listen, most people with common sense, no matter what they look like, no matter what God they pray to, no matter how much they weigh, no matter who they have sex with or what junk is in their pants, recognize that. So many reasons to celebrate. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Kyle. Let's go, Friday Night Tights. So CR Music videos for $10. Thank you. Let's go, Friday Night Tights. Okay, gonna read 4 more. J.S. Pena for $19.99. Hello, Friday Night Tights crew. I have been watching you guys for a while, and I have to say I don't agree with everything. By the way, I have completely forgotten. I don't agree with everything you say, and there's times where I think you guys are nuts. But for some reason, I want you guys to win this craziness, says J.S. Pena for $19.99. Thank you. And we are nuts. We are nuts. Hang on. I'm going to go to the donation side. I shouldn't even have put the, I hope I didn't put the donation link in there. Maybe I did. I did not mean to do that. Here we go. All right, we got one. Post a Toku Lips for $3 says, I knew the live Lord of the Rings was going in a bad direction, but after seeing what they did to Bebop, I did not realize how bad it might get. Hold your ground. Hold the line. Hold your ground. I would say at this point, just boycott Lord of the Rings. Let it be the biggest fucking flop. And yes, it'll matter. If they put up Lord of the Rings and it gets like tick numbers, then Bezos will lose his fucking head, or whoever's in charge there. By the way, The Tick on Amazon Prime, they canceled that show. The first season was fucking great. Callus Morn Rex for $5. If the video was cropped, the charges must be dropped. Ooh. Tom Collins for $5. I love that you guys are all friends. I hope you invited Critical Drinker. I don't want to. I would invite him every week. but he's critical drinker. He's pretty fucking busy. But I'm going to invite him for the holiday specials. I want Mahler and critical drinker for the holiday specials. And I put this in the community section, but I'll say it here. Go full screen for this one. Basically, the holidays have started, right? Holiday month has begun. We got Thanksgiving here in the States this week. And between now and the end of the year, I'm not saying we're back to normal, but this is when, working people usually take 2 weeks off, a week off. A lot of people take time off. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are alone, or they're just taking care of a father or whatever, for whatever reason. Not everybody gets to enjoy the holidays. So for that specific reason, I'll be here. I will be here. I will be live streaming a lot. I'll be putting out a lot of videos, but like emphasis on live streaming where we can just kind of hang out, be together. We will be doing a Friday Night Tights on Christmas Eve. Because we don't miss a Friday, and we will be doing a Friday Night Tights on New Year's Eve. They'll probably be lighter fare, unless something crazy happens, but it'll probably be pretty chill, pretty fun. And yeah. Hopefully you'll join us this week. I think I have a packed schedule of live streaming, including this one, which I didn't plan. I will be live in about 10 hours to review Doctor Who. Then I'm going to work on a couple videos. Then I got a nooner, then Real BBC on Tuesday, where I've got stacks of comics to bag and board, and a lot of stuff to talk to. Then another Wednesday nooner. Then going to review Hawkeye. Then going to review Star Trek Discovery. Then Friday Night Tights with just some guy. And it gets busier after that. Shit, December 17th, we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man. The Witcher comes out the next day. It'll be nuts. Cobra Kai comes out at the end of the year. What else comes out at the end of the year? A Book of Boba Fett, which I'll probably fucking skip. Just fucking skip. Fuck Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, I'll be here. And we'll keep each other company. All right. All righty. Eric Hunt for $25. Thank you for making Late Shift of Fridays just a bit more fun. Once I'm done, I'm cracking a beer and making some homemade barbecue sauce brisket at my place. You're all invited. That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. And DeMar is for $20. When they take your rights away, you go from being a citizen to a subject. Indeed. Where did that go? All right, we're going to wrap it up, folks. I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss any new ones. Oh, wait. I got to refresh. Oops. There we go. Boom. All right. CoffeeZilla did a video on Streamlabs IP theft. Yeah. That's going to be a problem, Rick, for 10 Australian dollars. It's going to be a problem. Do I give a shit? Do the audience give a shit? Gary, explain the lack of Picard content. Thank you for your hard work and time. We love it. Thanks. Joachim Stark for 50 Swedish krona. I appreciate it. Thanks. Just another red shirt for $5. With respect, in regards to the Weasley brothers, you forgot Percy. I did forget Percy. God damn it. I forgot Percy. But you know why? Because he's a betraying fucking little bitch. He turned on his family. Just another red shirt. He turned on his family. So you know what? He's still dead to me. I know he came back at the end. But that was just at the end. He like at the very last minute, he crawls in the Deathly Hollows. He goes through Aberforth's bar and shows up at the end going, oh, I just realized now. Fuck you. Your mom was worried sick about you. Yeah, Percy's a bitch. Protege Music for $5. Hail, Gary. Thanks for being an inspiration, man. Love the fellowship. George! Okay, yeah, I fucking read Harry Potter like a lot. I know my Harry Potter, and it's like I'm a little out of practice. That's why I forgot fucking Percy. I can't believe I forgot Percy. But it is late. One of the last, and you know what? I went from like really being disgusted with J.K. Rowling to kind of liking her now. Because she's Team Turf. One of the last bookstores in my town is closing after 28 years. They had reduced hours due to the pandemic, adjacent crime, and lack of community support. Please, everyone, support your local shops. Rusty Shackford for $9.99. I agree. And do you want to hear the worst part? Tim Pool did a video on this today. Remember when all those fucking rioters and pieces of shit were burning down businesses? By the way, most of those businesses, not just most of those businesses where they were not owned by white people. They were owned by people who lived in that neighborhood, who were whatever. And they were underinsured. In other words, they lost their businesses forever. About half of them lost their businesses forever. Oh, there's insurance. It's just property. We're supposed to let it burn. We're supposed to let it burn and say thank you when it's done. Fuck that. Protect your shit. My Joe Rogan podcast future picks, Trey and Matt, South Park. Number 1, Trey and Matt from South Park. Number 2, Nerdrotic. Holy shit. Wow. Thanks. Nikhil, I appreciate that. Number 3, Ricada. Number 4, Chrissy Mayer. Please guess Tim Dillon. Yeah, I'm going to try to get Tim Dillon. Oh, yeah. I don't know if he'll do it, but trying to get Ryan Long. We're trying to get Tim Dillon. Keep up the good work, says Digby Strawbridge for £5 Thank you. That's proper money. Jed Morgan. I was at the strip club when I got this notification and the stripper recognized your no, guess you're popular in all areas, nerd king of strippers. No. Really? Are you telling the truth? Oh, I'll tell Star I said hi. And I'm glad to hear the strippers are working again. And Jed, good for you. Good for you. Hope you gave her those dollars. 2% trite. Just wanted to promise that Confinement 3.0 is pure anti-woke, made by a man with more guns than some warlords. I sent an email with more info. Thanks. I'll check it out. I know that Friday Night Tights made a very brief appearance in the Gamergate documentary by Surfs or whatever. It's mostly just with Jeremy from the Quartering, but we did make an appearance. Anani Mouse Skunk for 5 Canadian pesos. I think I'm working tonight and only just now learned that I don't know what you're saying there, but we'll just say fucktard. Pedro Pascal tweeted, have you spoken about it? I did earlier in the stream. You can hang on to the link and just rewind it then. I went over it. I can't go over it again because I'm starting to get like really tired and it's 2:21 a.m. and I have to get up in the morning and do a review. I have to get up and watch fucking Doctor Who. OnlyFans is for simps. Also me. Hey, Gary, here's $5. Unpopular movie reviews for $5. Hey. You come here for intellectual pornography. I can't say that with a straight face. Toxic Man Flu, thank you for the $50. Gary, I hope that one day we can share a pineapple pizza that was cooked in an oven fueled by burning Springsteen and Bon Jovi albums. Until then, hail and Godspeed. Oh, we will have that day. fucking Jersey hacks. That's what both of those fucking just terrible fucking bands. Oh my God. I would get like Bon Jovi, whatever. People would like, yeah, Bon Jovi kind of sucks. It'd be kind of 50-50. But man, when I called out Springsteen, it was like I called out Jesus. Okay. To some people. How could you not like the boss? And I'm all, well, the boss is a hobbit for one. And it sings like this, but he's like, he was a pampered little fucking white collar, upper crust boy. And then like, soon as Philadelphia became a hit, it was everything he sang was, Philadelphia. Him and fucking Eddie Vedder. How's Eddie Vedder the only singer to survive grunge? It's so sad. All right, folks, I'm calling it. I hope I didn't miss any in my square up stream. That would suck. I'll have X-Ray Girl. I'll check the chat, man. Pop in if I missed any. Just say something. Say something now, and I'll try to read it. I love Scotch. Man. It has been a while. I love Scotch. Scotch. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate you. Frozen Toy for $5. Hail. John Quinn for $5. As the character said in BioShock, a man chooses, a slave obeys. I like that. Night to you, Toxic Man Flu. Thanks, Eric K, for being up. You didn't have to do that. All the Nerdrotics in here. Thanks for being here. You did not have to be here. There's Bionic Belly Button. What's up, Bionic Belly Button? Wasn't Jay on a stream saying you should do a calendar to pay for your medical school? Might be a good idea, something to think about. And we got here, Frozen Toy. I just want to highlight this one. Thank you, Frozen Toy. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. I'll see you in a few hours. I'll be reviewing a pretty shitty TV show that I doubt will get much better. Then again, Nooner Monday, Real BBC. All kinds of fun stuff. I have no idea what my next video is going to be. It might be on Hollywood being triggered by Rittenhouse. And it's not about Rittenhouse as much as it is about the actors and their impact on what they say. You know how they always say like what we say is dangerous, like Luke drinking the soy milk out of a puppet titty is vandalizing his character. The reason they did that was for intersectional feminism to help build up another character. Somehow what I say is dangerous. Or I have Alex Jones on for an hour and a half. That's supposedly dangerous when we're just talking about words. Well, who gives words power? How can they have power and impact? We do. We are the masters of our own misery. We are the masters of our own success. We are the masters of our own fear. But I don't want to be a slave. And I'm not talking to you in the audience. We're talking about all the mandators out there. I don't want to be a slave to your fear, and I'm not going to be a slave to your fear. My liberty will not be a slave to your fear. And you don't get to compromise their liberty or my kids' liberty. So when does this end? That was asked today. It ends when we decide. When we decide. Fact of the matter is, we're probably going to lose some comforts. And it could potentially get hairy, or it might not. They might just back the fuck down. But we can't let last summer, because Kyle Rittenhouse trial was the riots were on trial. They were on trial. And we can never let that repeat. And you know what? If the cops aren't going to do anything, do not lay down. And the only thing that was unfortunate about Rittenhouse is he was the only one fucking doing it. Just like with the rioters, if there's enough of us out there saying no, I'm not saying burning shit down is not going to solve anything. No, but there's enough of us just going about our lives. That could be our protest, is just going about your lives. You got to do this. You're not allowed to leave. Just go about your life. Just walk out the door. And enough of us do that and live our lives. They can't do shit. They don't have enough people. What sucks, and this is another reason why I'm fleeing the state, is a lot of the, what good cops there are leaving over the mandates. The governor of Tennessee did a video hey, come out here. We won't make you take the poke. We'll help you move. So I think there is a good chance that Texas and Tennessee and Florida in a lot of cases will be getting the good from California and other states. Texas, I will be the good. I will be the good. You know what? I will mind my own fucking business. I will mind my own fucking business. I learned a very valuable lesson in prison. Mind your own, and on the streets, mind your own fucking business. You'll live longer. On that note, may the wings of liberty never lose a feather. Not all who wander are lost. Let's go, Brandon. And let's keep taking those white pills, because that is a good thing. And we will end it with some Dan Vask. Again, thank you, everyone. You guys are great. Good night.